All right, good morning, grade 10. And for today, we're going to discuss now the physical education in the third quarter, to be exact, the lesson 1, which refers to the exercise. So let's move on. Here are the following objectives that we need to target. We have your assess physical activity, exercise, and eating habits, and engages in moderate to vigorous physical activities for at least 60 minutes a day in and out of the school. So let's define first what is the meaning of exercise. The term exercise is often related to the physical activities when you do movements, which are structured and programmed to improve and to enhance fitness, that is exercise. In this part, you are guided to move in order to regularly do your program, as it is scientifically studied on its effectivity in boosting our endurance, thus helping in making us all living a healthy and happy life. But before anything else, I would like you to get your ball pen and paper with you, and let's have your pre-assessment. Direction: you have to write the letter of the correct answer based on the given statement. Let's start. Number 1, it helps improve the immune system and helps lower blood pressure, as well as develops better conditions of the heart and the lungs. Is it A, agility test, B, balance training, letter C, flexibility exercise, or letter D, aerobic exercise? Number 2, which of the following activities requires the development and progress of balance? Is it A, running, B, playing volleyball, letter C, gymnastics, or letter D, sprinting? For question number 3, muscular strength is defined as A, minimum exertion of force in one contraction, letter B, maximum exertion of force in one contraction, letter C, repeated maximum exertion force, or letter D, repeated minimum exertion of force. For question number 4, which component of total fitness describes the ability to cope up with problems and challenges and able to give good decisions? Is it A, mental fitness, letter B, emotional fitness, letter C, social fitness, or letter D, spiritual fitness? Question number 5, which is true about balance? Is it A, the ability to change position quickly, letter B, the ability of the body to remain at the center, letter C, the ability of the person to perform smoothly, or letter D, the ability to make faster spins? Question number 6, 40-meter sprint is used to measure A, endurance, B, speed, letter C, power, or letter D, agility? Number 7, a 16-year-old young adult must avoid 1, A, low-intensity training, B, walking, C, high-intensity training, or letter D, jumping? Question number 8, which activity could best develop flexibility? A, marching, B, hopping, C, dancing, or letter D, toe touching? Question number 9, flexibility is defined as the ability to do a wide range of movements. This can be developed through A, strength training, B, stretching exercises, letter C, jumping rope, or letter D, hip hop dancing? Number 10, weightlifting and resistance band are exercises to develop muscles stronger. This is activity 4, A, strength training, B, endurance training, letter C, speed training, or letter D, power moves? Number 11, which one is not a good stretching technique? A, the slow increase in the range of motion, B, feel the stretch but not to the point of pain, letter C, stretch high and suddenly stop the highest point, or letter D, exercises should be performed gradually? Let's continue for question number 12. Running, walking, bicycling, and swimming are some examples of A, aerobic exercise, B, footwork exercises, letter C, stretching exercises, or letter D, strength training? Number 13, The ability to produce sufficient force to carry weight in the shortest period of time. Is it A, power, B, muscular power, letter C, speed, or letter D, muscular endurance? Last two questions for pre-assessment. For number 14, for children and adolescents, muscle strengthening activity should be done at least, is it A, every day, B, 3 days per week, letter C, once a week, or letter D, thrice in a month? Number 15, which statement is true about exercise? Is it A, it's expensive and only rich people can sustain? Letter B, it causes pain and leads to injury? Letter C, the exercise program is true to all ages, sex, and races? Or letter D, the amount of exercise depends on the goal, type, and person's age? All right, let's start with our discussion. So they say that exercise plays a big part in the life of the people. It has so many benefits that we can enjoy. Some people tend to forget about being physically active due to some important works. They miss thinking about how life would be gone wrong without engaging in physical activities. Now the questions are, do you about exercise? What are the different types of exercise? And why is it that it's important? So let's continue. Exercise is a body movement performed because of several reasons. It helps to improve the strength and overall well-being of a person. It is recommended that the amount of exercise will depend on the goal, person's age, and the type of exercises. So I have here different types of exercises, and let's describe it one by one. Let's start with number one. We have your aerobic exercise. So when we say aerobic exercise, it is also known as the endurance activities. This could improve the condition of the circulatory system, lungs, and heart. So the activities included are the following. We have the dancing, the climbing of stairs, swimming, walking, and playing games. That is for the aerobic exercise. Number two, strength exercise. This includes the strength training for speed that requires power and good strength. So speed is about the quickness or the ability to move fast. And the example of these activities are running, grapevines, and back kicks are examples to develop speed. It's been said that 40-meter sprint is one of our activities to measure speed. Another type of exercise is we have the speed exercise. This includes the strength training for speed that requires power and good strength. So just like on the another one, it more focuses on the speed. Next up, we have here the balance exercise. There are a lot of lower body exercise that could help improve balance. This includes training standing on one foot and then the other, and the heel to walk. Balance is the ability of the body to remain stable, including your core and your legs. So example of the events or activities that you can do for the balance exercises, we have your gymnastics. And another is we have the flexibility exercise. It is the capacity to bend and wide reach a range of movement. The best way to improve flexibility is through stretching activities, but always remember not to force your body parts to be stretched because it can cause pain and injury. Toe touch, calf stretch, and ankle stretch are some examples of flexibility exercises. So here are the different quick tips on proper exercise. Number one, know your program. You should know the program in which you're going to target, whether it's the strength exercises, flexibility exercises, aerobic exercises, speed exercises, and so on and so forth. Number two, always have warm up and cool down. In doing some exercise, of course, you need to engage first your body into a warm up. And lastly, you need to settle down with the cool down exercise. Number three, muscle strengthening for children and adults is done 3 times a week. Since our body of the children and the adults, for the children, it's keep on developing, they need to have a certain strengthening exercise. While for the adults, of course, they tend to not to lift more kilograms than their weight. Wear appropriate attire for the activity given. Always wear a proper attire which gives you comfortable and such as jogging pants, white shirts, have your rubber shoes, have your own water when you do your activity, and lastly, children and adults must avoid high intensity exercises. So any questions for our lessons for today? Feel free to chat with your teacher and ask for it. So for this activity, I want you to have your exercise program in which you're going to create your 2-week exercise program that will suit your time, space, and capability. The program should be done at home or any vacant space in your place. You can also improve the template depending on your plan or program. But for my suggestion, just copy the given template and fill out the information what is being asked. Next activity, let's have now your assessment. So a while ago, I just asked you on your pre-assessment, and as we go along our discussion, I know that you jot down some information, and let's proceed now on the post-assessment. So just like on the number one, the ability to produce sufficient force to carry weight in the shortest period of time. For number two, for children and adolescents, muscle strengthening activity should be done at least. Choices are already posted. Number three, which statement is true about exercise? All right, let's check. For number one, we have here letter D, muscular endurance. For number two, we have here the 3 days per week. For number three, we have here the exercise program is true to all ages, sex, and races. For question number four, make it bonus. Let's proceed now for the question number 5, 6, and 7. For question number 5, which one is not a good stretching technique? Number 6, running, walking, bicycling, and swimming are some examples of. Number 7, a 16-year-old young adult must avoid one. All right, let's check the answers. For number 5, letter B, feel the stretch, but at letter C, stretch high and suddenly stop the highest point. For number 6, we have your aerobic exercises. For number 7, we have very high intensity training. Let's move on for the question 8 and number 9. Which activity could best develop flexibility? For number 9, flexibility is defined as the ability to do a wide range of movements. This can be developed through. All right, let's check your answer. For number 8, we have very D, toe touching. For number 9, letter B, stretching exercise. Next, for question number 10. It helps improve the immune system and helps lower blood pressure as well as develops better condition of the lungs and the heart. Choices are already posted. Number 11, which of the following activities requires the development and progress of balance? Number 12, muscular strength is defined as. Okay, let's check your answers. For number 10, we have your letter D, aerobic exercise. For number 11, we have your letter C, gymnastics. For number 12, we have your maximum exertion of force in one contraction. For number 13, 40-meter sprint is used to measure. Number 14, which is true about balance? Number 15, which component of total fitness describes the ability to cope with problems and challenges and able to give good decisions? And here are the key to corrections. For number 13, we have your letter B, speed. For number 14, we have your letter B, the ability of the body to remain at the center. And lastly, for number 15, it's letter A, mental fitness. So if you got 12 to 15 scores, it means that you fully understand our topic for today about exercise. If you have the score of 9 to 11, some of the concepts are still not clear to you and you need to review what are your answers. And for those students who got 8 and below, you need to go back and review this video lesson to enhance your responses. So I want to end this discussion with a quote: "Do something today that your future self will thank you for." So our actions and decisions today will shape the way we will be living in the future. So have a good day and God bless. See you on our next topic.